and welcome to the Sage Micro Tutorial series. This brief video will show you the new way to access the approval graph from the EGC1 task list that was part of the May 13th release. The goal with the navigation change is to make access to the approval graph quicker and more visible. Here's a quick overview. The approval graph is now directly accessible from the My EGC1 page. And in the EGC1 status column, the status for the EGC1 is now a link to the approval graph for all EGC1s that have been completed. As we will see, the status for these EGC1s will now display in blue rather than black, meaning this text is now a link. I'd like to show you how to currently access the approval graph from two different views. Some of you might not have accessed Sage since the system changes of March of 2010. We'll take a look at how the current navigation is different from before that release. And for those of you that have been using Sage with the new blue look in navigation, you're going to find this change to be even simpler. So let's take a look. Before the March 2010 update, this was the look of Sage, and you can see that you used to access the approval graph right from your My EGC1 page by clicking the button that says Approval Flow. As we'll see, a separate window opened to display the approval flow information, including the graph. With the March release, a new look called the Blue Look was implemented along with new navigation, including how to access the approval flow information. First, we used to open up the EGC1 by clicking the EGC1 number. Our default is always starting at the Details page. From there, you would navigate to the Certify Complete and Print page. Scrolling to the bottom of this page, you would have found the link to access and view the approval graph. Here's the link. For EGC1s that have been completed, the link would say View Final Approval Graph. For ones still in composing or which had been withdrawn or returned, your link would say View Draft Approval Graph. Clicking the link would have opened the approval flow information in a separate window. This method meant that you had to open the EGC1 first and then navigate to another page before you could gain access to the link to the graph. Now let's take a look at the new navigation to get to the approval graph. With the May change, the first thing to notice that you no longer have to open EGC1 and navigate to the Certify Complete and Print page. Instead, you can access the graph directly from your My EGC1 list, which is under the EGC1 Forms tab. As we mentioned, Sage now uses a convention where blue indicates a link to additional information and black for static text. You can see this in action here in the column called EGC1 Status. You should be familiar with this column, which displays the status of a specific EGC1. So looking at our status column, we see that we have some statuses in blue and some in black. Knowing that blue means to click on it to open something, we'll do that. And guess what? We'll see this opens the approval graph directly in a separate window. By the way, here's a good example of why you need to make sure you enable pop-ups while working in Sage. This will allow actions like this one to open in a separate window. Let's scroll through this window so that you can see that all the approval flow information, including the graph and the legend at the bottom, remain. This is the same page as before. The Auris Sage team has just made accessing it simpler and easier for you. So in summary, the results of this change are to make it easier for you as preparers or reviewers to monitor the status of your EGC1s right from your My EGC1 list, which is under the EGC Form tab at the top. The key is to know to click the blue link showing an EGC1 status column. We hope you found this change helpful. As always, if you need support, please contact the Sage Help Desk for assistance. Thanks for watching.